Hey everybody, just gonna give it a few more minutes here and let some more people trickle in before we get started. Probably kick it off here at 1:02.
As Christian is going through the presentation, if you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll answer all the questions at the end of the webinar.
Thank you, Amy. All right, it is now 1:02. I am going to go ahead and get us rolling.
Hey everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Just a reminder, as we go through the webinar, there is an option to ask questions throughout. We'll get to a live Q&A at the end, but if you want to go ahead and just take note of the Q&A section in the meeting, feel free to drop your questions in there throughout the presentation, and at the end, we'll go ahead and address those. All right, so thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be doing the next webinar in the Digital Door series, where we're going to be talking about building a strong online presence with local SEO. So let's get going. So these are some of the people that you might hear from throughout the webinar series. Myself, Christian Gray, I am a growth strategist and the SEO and SEM manager at GoTo Partners. You might hear from Amy Carmen, who's our senior account manager, or Dave Carlin, who is our partner. And then some of you might know the name Robin over there. She is your digital comms manager at Clopay. All right, so here's what we got on the agenda for today. We'll begin by introducing Clopay and GoTo Partners to give you some background on our partnership and why we're uniquely positioned to kind of discuss this topic. From there, we'll dive into what local SEO is, why it matters, what successful local SEO looks like, and then we'll kind of go into the practical steps for optimizing your local search presence, focusing on tools such as the Google Business Profile, formerly Google My Business, managing citations and reputation management, integrating social media into local SEO, and even looking at new trends such as Google's SGE, which also known as Search Generative Experience. And like I said, we'll wrap up with a live Q&A session. So GoTo Partners has been working with Clopay as a preferred digital marketing agency for about 15 years now. We've built a deep expertise in the garage door industry, enabling us to provide highly specialized marketing support to a bunch of Clopay dealers. Through the partnership, Clopay dealers gain access to exclusive website tools, discounts, and unique Clopay designs. Today, we have over 80 Clopay dealers that are benefiting from various services that we offer. Partnership is all about equipping dealers with the resources and support needed to maximize your online presence and attract local customers. Okay, so let's get into the guts of this. What is local SEO? Well, local SEO is basically the practice of enhancing your website's online presence so it appears prominently in local search results, such as garage door services, and then say insert your city. So garage door services Tampa, garage door services Denver, whatever the case may be. It's a little different than traditional SEO, which focuses on broad visibility. Local SEO centers on the visibility for people searching for nearby businesses, which kind of brings in those other elements of local SEO, which is local pack, the map pack, Google Business Profile, on-page SEO, and the reviews part of it as well. Those are very integral parts of local SEO. They have a very huge role within ranking for services around your area. So we'll kind of be diving into each one of those a little bit later on, but that is how it differs from traditional SEO. Okay, so why is it important? Mainly because consumers rely on Google and the internet to find local businesses. According to some recent studies, nearly everyone uses online resources to find local services. According to the National Retail Federation, 70% of all retail sales still come from physical stores. By optimizing for local search, you're not only increasing the likelihood that people will find your business, but also aligning with the modern shopping behavior of customers. This means that local SEO isn't just about being found, it's about making sure you're on top of mind when potential customers are actively looking for the services you provide. I also want to point out that the chart that you see here, 80% of people have visited Google to try and find a local business within the last 12 months, 48% on Yelp, 46% on Facebook, 29% on TripAdvisor, and that 24% is the Better Business Bureau. So five channels that people are frequently going to find businesses in their area that provide specific services. So we got to make sure that we're active and engaged on those platforms so people can find you very easily. All right, so what does it look like? Here, I just took a screenshot of a quick search that I did. A few key elements make it distinct. One is the local map pack, a group of top results within the map, contact details, and it often shows the reviews as well. But it grabs your attention immediately. Then we also have the local service ads, which is up at the top here. The garage door repair in Sarasota is up at the top, and then underneath it says that Google guaranteed. Those are the local services ads. They basically provide like a badge of, we'll call it trustworthiness for certain businesses. These businesses go through a verification process. And what Google basically does is financially back them up to a certain amount of money in case something happens between the business and the consumer during the sale process or installation. The consumer can actually, if they go through Google Guarantee, the local service ads to find a business, they can take it up with Google if they feel they were wronged, and Google will compensate them accordingly. It just shows that Google, one, trusts this products and services that you're providing and is willing to back you. As you can see, those are always up at the very top. So that's something to take note of, is all those Google guaranteed, they are ads, so it's not SEO per se, but take note of when you're looking at this kind of stuff. And like I said, right below it in the places, you'll see the local map pack. These are all of the people in the area that, have what I'm looking for. For example, the garage door repair in Sarasota. These are all the people that are showing up for me. So you can see a lot of these businesses have a lot of very positive reviews. They take the time to try and get reviews, as it plays a large role within the ranking system from Google. Okay. So how do we do it? So let's kind of discuss the practical side of it. First, you'll kind of start off with some keyword research. That can be through SEMrush, Ahrefs, Ubersuggest. There's some tools that we utilize on our end to try and find relevant location-specific keywords. That from there, we start integrating those on the website, especially in titles and headers and within the metadata itself. Creating landing pages tailored to local keywords and listing your business address prominently are very effective tactics that you need to be utilizing. Mobile optimization is always important, as more people obviously are using mobile devices nowadays. And then finally, adding local schema markup to your website helps search engines better understand your business's location, boosting your chances to appear in those local search results. and the ever popular Google Business Profile. A Google Business Profile is foundational and very key to local SEO. To start, you got to make sure to choose the right category. Oh, actually, before I go in there, I've left that link. There it's the google.com/intl/en_us/business. If you don't have a Google profile, go set one up ASAP. If you do have a Google Business Profile, we're going to kind of walk through how it could be set up and should be set up for people within the garage door businesses. So the business category, make sure to include garage door supplier, repair service, and then also include the service area and the business hours. Those can be set special hours. For example, if you're closed on the weekends or you're only open during certain hours on the weekends, or say like you're open on certain holidays, closed on others, making sure that that information is up to date. Yes, it's small and people expect you to probably be closed on Christmas, but keeping that information updated on Google shows that you are trying to give all the information to your consumers and your audience at all times. You want to keep them updated, and Google likes that you are taking the time to do so. And then moving on to the next part of it. So the services, you'll want to make sure that you have it listed out. General repairs, installation, garage door consultation, garage door design, that kind of stuff. You also want to make sure that you're uploading photos. We typically suggest uploading some like after pictures after you install a door or something, going and showing that project off through your Google Business Profile. People want to know and see what kind of business you do and the quality of work that you put in. And so showcasing that on Google's Business Profile is a very easy way to do so. Products. So you can actually list your products on your Google Business Profile without having to necessarily list prices. So you can, if people are searching for very specific garage door models, colors, that kind of stuff, you have the ability to show up based on the products that you showcase in your Google Business Profile. So making sure that those are updated as well. Like I said, you don't have to include the prices if you don't want to. It's just another way that you can show up in those local listings. We've kind of touched on it, making sure that you keep it updated with images, business updates, and then promotions. Say you're running like a 10% off service or something like that. You can highlight that in your Google Business Profile. And so making sure to keep those updated. And then as always, reviews. Make sure that you are responding positive, negative, and trying to find different ways to get reviews. We actually had a dealer recently ask us for QR codes. So we've got, we set up a QR code that points to their Google Business Profile. They have printed that QR code on all of their business cards, and they received, I want to say it was like 30-ish positive reviews in less than a week of using those business cards. So small things like that can really help boost your Google Business Profile presence, and in turn, you in the local searches. All right, so citations and reputation management. Consistency in your business's information is very crucial for SEO. This means ensuring your name, address, and phone number, what we call the NAP, is consistent across all online directories, such as Yelp, Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, etc. We use some tools. We use SEMrush in particular for our citation management and reputation management is what we call it. We have used Yext and Birdeye in the past. Those are just some options so that those tools will actually keep your information up to date without you having to really interfere. You can put it all in once, connect a couple of your accounts, and they will make sure that your NAP is consistent across all major platforms and websites. And so people have your business information correct no matter where they're looking. Again, make sure you're monitoring and responding to those reviews. That's a good indication of keeping track of your reputation, making sure that you're engage with the consumers. If there is a negative review, responding quickly and making it right with the consumer, those types of things. All right, and then the social media integration. So look, social media does play a role in local SEO, active engagement on the platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, if you want to, can enhance your visibility and generate more traffic to your site, which indirectly influences local rankings. Consistent branding across social profiles builds trust while engaging with others. Through comments, user-generated content strengthens your online presence. A robust social media strategy can help drive local traffic, create a sense of community, and boost brand recognition, which all contribute to a strong local SEO presence. Kind of going back to the user-generated content, if somebody does take a picture of their new door or something, just give it a share. You know, that's user-generated content. They're creating that content for you. Take advantage of it. They're doing all the hard work. All you have to do is have a couple of clicks and show off your work or whatever the case may be. So take advantage of that user-generated content. And lastly, just a general PSA. Watch out for scams. We've seen an increase recently from dealers asking about, somebody has reached out and offered to, say, claim a Google business profile, get it back for you, something along those lines in return for, it'd be like $100 or something, whatever the case may be, is what they're asking for. Google will never charge you for that. So make sure that if people are reaching out to you saying that they can get your Google business profile back or give it to you for the small price of whatever, don't fall for it. Google, you would work directly with Google, and like I said, they will never charge you for it. So don't fall victim to those, because there's a good chance that, one, you won't get that profile back, they won't claim it for you, and two, they'll just take your money and run. So just a quick PSA, as we've seen an increase and those scams happening out there. So keep that in mind if you get an email about it. Also, a good thing to see is everyone will have a Google domain as their email. If somebody's reaching out to you from Google, a lot of these people will reach out to you with like a Gmail account or something like that, saying that they can get your profile back or whatever. Anything that's not at google.com in their email address, just ignore it. It will be a scam. All right, and so now we are going to move into the Q&A. Again, if you had questions that you didn't put in the chat throughout the presentation, now's the chance. We're going to try and get to as many as possible. But yeah, I hope you guys learned a couple of things, and we're going to go ahead and start addressing your questions.
Right. Did we have any questions trickle in throughout the presentation here?
Not yet.
Not yet. Marlene, I see that you raised your hand. If you want to go ahead and drop it in the Q&A or the chat, either one, we can go ahead and answer that for you. Okay, how should we list our service area? Zip versus city? Either one's fine. I don't think there's necessarily a recommendation for one over the other, as long as you're correctly identifying where you're doing those services. Make sure that it's within a realistic vicinity of the business, and you're not straying too far out. What separates go-to partners taking charge of SEO for garage door dealers versus other companies? So I would kind of boil that down to just our position with Clopay being a preferred digital marketing agency for them. We have a lot of experience within the industry, and kind of know what you guys are looking for in the ins and outs. And so we have had a lot of success with our SEO programs, and we have some dealers that can attest to that. So hopefully that answers your question. I did see that, Andrew, it looks like you said you have QR stickers on the tech tablets and have had great success. It's awesome. Glad to hear it. Um, Keep it up. That's really cool.
So Debbie, there will be a link to this presentation. I don't know if Parker, if you want to drop that link in the chat.
I am also going to drop a link to our SEO checklist in the chat. If you guys want to go ahead and take advantage of that, we just put something together really quick as far as some recommendations and things that you should be looking for um, as you're trying to put together an SEO strategy and such. So drop that link in the chat for you guys. What percentage of sales do you recommend digital marketing for door dealers? That's a good question. I think that can also kind of depend on a lot of different factors. There are instances where, the cost to acquire new business may not align with your current goals. And so it could be an instance where you're drawing back some of your marketing efforts to kind of hold down the fort, so to speak. And there's other years, months, quarters, whatever the case may be, where you're trying to really grow. And so you're investing a little bit more. So I don't necessarily have like a direct percentage for you, but I mean, I would say anywhere between 5, 10, 15% is a healthy start.
Looks like Andrew, you had a question about is GoTo eligible for your Clopay marketing rebate? Yes, you are eligible to use any co-op funds that you have toward any of our SEO services.
Thank
We
you.
have a question from Jeremy about, he's asking if we work with any Canadian dealers.
For SEO, I don't think we work with any Canadian dealers in particular for SEO, but we do work with Canadian dealers for websites and stuff. But no, none for SEO in particular.
James is
James,
asking, oh, sorry, did you
I
see
see
his
it. No,
question?
you're good. What is the best way to use AI to link all social media platforms together? I don't necessarily think there's a way to link them through AI. I think what you're kind of looking for is a social, like publishing platform. There's different ones out there. We've used Sprout in the past. We are a HubSpot solutions partner. And so those types of platforms give you the ability to connect all your social accounts into one platform. And then you can essentially create one post and clone it and publish it all to whatever social platforms you have all at once. So hopefully that helps answer it a little bit. I know it's not technically AI, but it kind of serves that same purpose. Yes, Andrew. The recording will be available. I'm going to be posting it to our website later today, so um, we should have that updated for you by end of day, first thing tomorrow morning at the latest.
Haley, to answer your question, I would recommend that you reach out to your Clopay representative. They would be able to further assist you with your marketing funds.
And then Marnie, how many keywords or variations should I use in a landing page? I would say try and stick between 3 to 5 primary keywords is what we're going to call it. And then you will have supporting keywords kind of off of that tie into whatever topic that you're discussing. The one thing that I will kind of give you a heads up on is be very careful about how many you're trying to include. Don't what they call keyword stuff. Don't just start throwing in different keywords to try and rank better. Google catches on to that kind of stuff and you will actually be penalized. Make sure that the content and the flow of the sentences and paragraphs and stuff makes sense so that you're not kind of teetering in that keyword stuffing area. Should I create a landing page for every city in my territory? You can. We've done that in the past. Some of our SEO strategies in the past have kind of lent that way. I think more recently we've strayed away from that strategy and started to incorporate different things. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing in order to do so. Just again, if you're creating those landing pages for every city or every place that you service, that you're providing helpful, informational, and unique content for each page. Try not to, and well, I say don't try, just don't copy and paste your text and then just swap out the cities on every single page. That'll get flagged for duplicate content, which is a big no-no in Google's world. So just be careful when you do that kind of stuff. Make sure it's unique and helpful, and you're providing resources that are good for the end user. The average cost per month for your service. Chris, if you want to go ahead, we can send you that information afterwards. We have some program information. We can send it to you. I can't, if you want to drop your email there, I can reach out to you after, or I can find it in the attendance. Either one's fine. But we'll get together after the webinar and we'll get you more information. Awesome. I got it. I'll reach out to you. Thanks, Chris.
Do we have any other questions?
There's a couple in the QA section, I think, that we haven't answered yet.
Couple in the QA. Let's hop over there. Uploading pictures on the Google business profile is temperamental, and you can't have a phone number, but it's on the van, but they want branding. Have you been able to get those images approved? How do you suggest we show our before and after if you can't have text? That is a little tricky. I wouldn't necessarily suggest like a before and after. I would suggest mainly just an after picture. They don't want any text and any images doctored, so to speak. So you can't have any indication that it's been photoshopped or anything like that. And it will get flagged by their algorithm if it is showing that text or it looks like it's been doctored with that before and after. Has to be as realistic as possible. So just be careful with it. And yeah, we've had some success just with the after pictures showing images of the location, some people within the location, some employees and stuff like that, just some very natural images. Are you able to help with getting Google local service ads approved? I'm guessing that's what the GLSA is. Yeah, so we have helped some people get set up with Google local service ads. We have some dealers that are taking advantage of that and an SEO as well. Like I said, different than SEO, they are advertising, so you are paying for it. Difference between local service ads and Google ads is local service ads, you're paying a cost per lead, whereas Google ads, you're paying a cost per click. They charge you more for that typically. So since you are paying cost per lead, you're talking, a lot more money than you would be on a cost per click basis. So if you're able to optimize your Google ad campaigns, even though it's at a cost per click level, you can still see better results than Google service ads if done properly. But yes, we have helped people. And if you would like some help with that, please reach out to us after and we can definitely get you set up. Yeah, Debbie, we will go ahead. This was recorded, so we will go ahead and post the recording of the webinar. It looks like Noel dropped you the link there. Yep. So we'll have the webinar posted today so that you guys can rewatch it on your own time. Also going to give you guys this information as well. Just a friendly reminder, if you have any questions for us, there's our contact info. Myself, Amy, Parker, and then Robin on the Clopay side. I dropped you that SEO checklist link. Please reach out to us, email or LinkedIn. Make sure to follow us on social. And then if you aren't sure who to ask a question to, your Clopay reps are always there to help. So it's a good place to start. Not seeing any more in the Q&A or the chat. I think we're wrapping up. If you have any last minute questions, now's the chance. If not, I'm going to go ahead and tease the next webinar. So the next webinar in the digital door series is going to be Tech Tools, the garage door opener to success. Blair, let me grab that link for you real quick. Oh, thank you, Noel. Cool. All right. Well, I think we're good for today. I appreciate you guys taking the time and listening to the webinar. Hope you guys took something away from it. And we'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your week. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.